Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, help celebrate 50 years of the Henry County, Illinois Humane Society with the Paws for the Cause Gala. We'll have event details and meet this week's adoptable four-legged friend. Plus, you have a chance to enjoy an evening of immersive theater, mystery, and entertainment at the Davenport Public Library, all for a good cause. We'll have a preview of Fatal Fiction. And later, Eric Maitland and I will share our wins of the weekend as we start a brand new work week. Welcome to Quad Cities Live. It is Monday, September 15th. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Kyle Keel. My co-host Morgan Otier is enjoying a few days off. We'll catch up with her a little bit later this week. Our first guest today comes from a family-owned retail garden center near Princeton, Illinois. The garden center is getting ready for the 12th annual artisan market set for this Saturday. Joining us from Hornbaker Gardens is CEO and co-owner Molly Hornbaker-Blogg. Molly, thank you for making the trip to Quad Cities Live today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I know you're probably pretty busy setting up for this big artisan fair coming up here this weekend. But first, let's go back to the beginning. We're talking almost 4 decades of Hornbaker Gardens in Princeton.
Yeah, we started in 1987. Right now, my brother David and I are running the business.
Oh, very
our
cool.
Parents started it back when we were much younger.
Yeah.
So now, we're a retail garden center. We specialize in perennials, particularly hostas, with a big selection of trees and shrubs.
Sure.
But in the springtime, we're also carrying all of your annuals and hanging baskets and herbs and veggies and all that too.
And what a beautiful area for that as well. We saw some aerial photos there in the fall with the beautiful trees, and obviously we saw the hostas there. So let's talk about the times you're open. So April through October rather, as a seasonal garden center. So what can people expect during each month when they come out?
Well, our busiest time is in the spring.
Sure.
April, May, and June for sure. We're open 7 days a week that time of year. We have lots of garden decor, and what's great about where we are in the country and on the property that we have are these extensive display gardens, essentially an arboretum and botanic gardens.
Oh, very cool.
So when customers come, they're seeing what these plants are going to look like when they're mature. So we sell over 400 varieties of hostas, for example.
400,
they can walk our hosta ravines, see what they're going to look like when they're more mature.
Yeah.
And to help make their selection. Otherwise, it's a little overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're looking at some video right now. There are plenty of choices when you head out to Hornbaker Gardens. So let's talk about the event you have coming up, the artisan event. You've been doing this for 12 years.
Yeah,
and
12 years.
You've got a lot of different artists from really across the region at this event.
We do. Mostly over 30 artists from all over Illinois and a few from Iowa as well are coming in. It's all fine art, and the event has, in addition to the artists, which is really what it's all about,
that's the draw.
We have food trucks as well as produce and baked goods available. We have a beer and wine tent, live music throughout the day. It's just a really fun event.
And you brought a few of the items that people can take a look at and potentially purchase.
Yeah.
Let's start off with this black cat here. This catches your eye right away.
Yeah, so this is a metalwork piece by Roger Uphoff, who comes, he welds together some really interesting pieces from various pieces of metal, lots of different kinds of animals, just really cute. Everybody loves his pieces.
Yeah, very cool. And again, we have art of all different forms here. We got a nice little vase here.
We have several woodworkers that might make charcuterie boards or bowls. This one here is a wood vase put together by David Hinkston, is the artist for that one there.
Okay, and then this one right here.
We have a few potters coming. This one is Maggie Off, this example of a vase of hers. Just lots of various art.
Yeah, various art within it. Very attention to detail there, detail oriented. This is very cool to me.
This is really neat.
Globe,
So this artist, Lori Reagan, does these that she calls story globes. So she's recycling a globe. Her paintings on here are so intricate, and each one tells a story. They're all unique. So we're really excited to have her.
Yeah, and last but certainly not least, we've got, what is this, a dragonfly?
Yeah, so this piece of art glass is a dragonfly. The artist is Sue Kirshner. They've been to our market as long as I can remember, probably about every year. Do a lot of stained glass pieces and some larger pieces. So this one actually sits on a, we took the top off, but it sits on a stake, so it's actually a garden stake in your garden, you know, sitting above the ground. So you can kind of elevate it above the garden there.
Right. So, that's very cool. So in addition to being able to see what all of these artists have created and brought to your show, there's also a way that people can kind of get hands-on with it as well, because you have a community mural that you're going to have the community participate in. This is really a neat opportunity.
This is the third year we've done a community mural. We had a local artist, Karen Kling is her name this year. She's created a piece that we've split up into square pieces that people can come, and we give you, you can kind of pick out the piece of the overall mural that you want to paint, and we'll give you your square along with the colors and a picture of what that particular square is supposed to look like. Neat. And then all the artists who participate can kind of try to recreate that as best they can, and then it gets assembled throughout the day onto the larger mural board.
So you got to stick around and see the mural in its finished piece as well.
Yeah, and then also we have one of our artists is a blown glass artist, and she's bringing in kind of her little wagon that she's going to be demonstrating throughout the day. And there's one of our potters who's bringing their pottery wheel that they allow, you know, people who are there attending to kind of step in and mold themselves, you know, their own piece of art that day.
See the behind the scenes of how the art's made. That's always very interesting to see. The Artisan Market at Hornbaker Gardens in Princeton, Illinois. It's taking place this Saturday from 10 to 4, and it is free admission. As Molly mentioned, there will be more than 30 artists on site, live entertainment, plus food and drink to purchase. You can follow the event page on Facebook for more information, or visit hornbakergardens.com. Molly, good luck this weekend, and have a great time.
We will.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Well, next on Quad Cities Live, meet our adoptable pet of the week from the Henry County Humane Society. Plus, get details on a fundraiser the nonprofit is hosting very soon. It is time to introduce you to this week's adoptable four-legged friend. And if you're interested in adopting a new kitten, we may have just the furry friend for you. Ashley Moore and Katie Irwin from the Humane Society in Henry County in Geneseo, Illinois, are here to introduce us to this sweet boy who is very comfortable right now, wrapped up in this little blankie. Katie and Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, you brought this sweet little boy. This is Jennings.
This is Jennings. He is about 10 weeks old. He had two little brothers that were found in a cemetery.
Oh my gosh.
A good Samaritan passed by and saw a towel and thought, that's interesting, so let me investigate, and found the three kittens between 1 and 2 weeks old, like so very, very small. So they actually went to one of our fosters because they would be considered bottle babies.
Sure,
so the foster got him up to weight, got him off the bottles, and then almost immediately the brothers were adopted, but Jennings here is still looking for a home.
All right, I think we're going to find Jennings a home pretty quick. So tell us a bit more about him, because he's a kitten, so I hear he's a little playful.
He is playful. He loves to play. Jennings. He's got a little bit of that orange cat energy when he needs to. Are you being camera shy? Well, I think he really likes Katie.
I guess so, yeah. He's got the claws to her, right?
He does have a tendency, he likes to be held, which is kind of fun for a kitten. Sometimes they'll fight you and they'll claw at you. Like, he will snuggle right up into your neck and be calm as can be and purr like a motor.
Oh yeah,
so he really does love a cuddle. So even though he has some energy for a kitten, certainly I think he'll still be a good cuddle bug.
All right, let's hope we can find him at home. And you know, you had a lot of success last time when you were here last month. You featured the sweetest little dog, Belina. And she has a new home now.
Yeah, pup date. She's been adopted.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. And she's so sweet. She's such a good dog. She has a ton of energy. But again, she was one of those like cuddlers that will happily cuddle and chill. So.
Yeah, I remember she was sitting right on your lap there, even though she's a bigger sized dog.
Yeah.
So I love hearing that. So Katie, we want to talk a little bit more about the gala coming up. As we mentioned at the top, 50 years of the Henry County Humane Society in Geneseo, and you're putting a big old celebration in Kelowna next month.
We are at Lavender Crest Winery on October 18th. From 5 to 10.
Okay.
It should be great. We have two local live musicians, Eva Kendall and Chloe May.
Okay.
And so they will be there for the entire event, playing a little bit together and then playing separately as well. We have lots of good live auction items.
I hear, yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So we have a couple of them. We have a night at Dragonfly Farms, which is a farm in Geneseo.
In like an event space.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
cool.
We've had them on the show before.
Yep, and featuring a comedian, Leslie Mitchell. So that'll be part of the package. So it should be a great one that'll hopefully intrigue a lot of people. So
yeah. So of course you have to purchase tickets ahead of the event, right?
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
So that we have a head count for food and all that good stuff.
I was just going to say, what comes with the purchase of that ticket?
You'll get your meal, obviously, and we kind of stepped it up, so a little bit of a higher level dinner for everybody. We have the live entertainment. We have live silent auction. The silent auction is also off the hook. A lot of really great options, a lot of big baskets paired together, so you'll have a lot of fun for sure. There's a pop-up shop.
Oh yeah, the pop-up shop as well, so you can take a look at some of the local items that are up for grabs as well. And of course, this all benefits the Henry County Humane Society because you're really nothing without donations.
No, we operate solely on donations and volunteers. And our volunteers also, hey, come volunteer. We are always like begging for volunteers because a lot of volunteers do the bulk of the work, and a lot of our volunteers are also helping with fundraising. But we do operate solely on donations. So this will be kind of one big hit event, hopefully, to celebrate 50 years and bring in the sponsors, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, because we were just talking before the show, a lot of cats, especially in the Henry County Humane Society, and really I know a lot of our local shelters are having that issue as well. So if you want to adopt this little guy, Jennings, or any of the other animals available at the Henry County Humane Society, you can call the phone number on your screen, and you can also connect with the nonprofit on Facebook or online at henrycountyhumanesociety.org. And of course, that's also where you're going to find more details on the Paws for the Cause Gala coming up early next month in October. We wish you both luck on that, and good luck to Jennings. I hope we can have another success story next time you're on.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Ashley and Katie, thank you as well. Well, still to come, Fatal Fiction, the newest fundraiser to support the Davenport Library. It's an evening of immersive theater, mystery, and entertainment. We'll take a look at that next, plus a quick check of your First Alert forecast on Quad Cities Live.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
Well, another warm day across the QCA. Second summer continues. We're at 91 in the Quad Cities right now. Sky conditions vary, but if you look at our Burlington camera, you can kind of see those building clouds in the distance. And we do have some thunderstorms on the radar just outside of the area. And here you can see the line from north to south. It's going to be staying on the west side of the Mississippi. Might impact parts of the QCA later this afternoon into the evening, but we do have one very powerful thunderstorm here. Actually, special weather statement, that little box around it. But as we get closer here, this storm, as you can see, hardly moving at all. There has been in excess of 2 to 2.5 inches of rain with this storm already, and the chance for some potentially large hail, maybe up to about golf ball size. Not severe. The winds might top off around 50 to 50 miles per hour. But again, any isolated storms could still develop, especially around Henry County, Iowa. You're kind of right in that zone. So that's what we're keeping an eye on this afternoon. Once we get past dinner time, any of these storms will quickly fall apart. But there you see the temperatures, upper 80s to low 90s, the 91 of the Quad Cities. And with that dew point of 64, it feels like the low to mid 90s across the area. And here's a look at exact track. Yeah, maybe by 7 we lose the coverage of those thunderstorms. But up until about 7, some of those isolated thunderstorms with heavy rain could be lingering west of the Mississippi River. Then overnight, we're clear and partly cloudy, and looks like we're going to do the same thing over again tomorrow. But Tuesday's thunderstorms look to stay a little bit farther west. So get ready for another warm and maybe slightly uncomfortable day with the humidity on Tuesday.
Every month, we feature different local libraries here on Quad Cities Live, sharing the various programs and services offered throughout the month and the year. These libraries can't do it without the help of the community, and one local library has a new fundraiser later this month, and you're invited to the fun. Tessa Wallace is the marketing coordinator with Davenport Public Library. Tessa, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I know this is really exciting for you. We're going to know the outcome of this, but how you get to the end of it is the question that we all get to figure out. So the fundraiser is called Fatal Fiction, and this really promises to be a very entertaining, very immersive evening that the public's invited to at the main branch.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this brand new fundraiser we're going to do this year. It's our first time doing it.
Yeah.
It's called Fatal Fiction, like you said, and it's a really exciting kind of interactive play happening in the library. So it's based off a real true crime murder mystery that actually happened in 1957.
Okay.
And then they're going to kind of like acted out, a dramatized version, in our library as a fundraiser. There's also going to be food and drinks and a wine pull and silent auction, all that kind of fun fundraiser stuff.
All right, and talk about who's putting this on. It's going to be the Friends of the Davenport Library, correct?
Yeah, so it's the Friends of Davenport Public Library, and they're in charge of kind of raising money for us and making sure that programs like our children's program, our adult programming, summer reading are funded and supported. So they're really a great, lift for the library.
Yeah, right. So this whole experience is going on September 27th. Can you tell us a little bit more about the storyline without giving too much away?
Yeah, so like I said, it's an actual murder case that happened in 1957, a true story for all the true crime fans.
Yeah, there you go.
Happened in a college library in 1957, and the case is actually unsolved. So like I said, the play is a dramatized version of the case, but it's really cool because the backdrop of our library, it's kind of the same era of when the murder happened. So it's really exciting. It'll be a very choose your own adventure, exciting mystery experience. You get to be the investigator. So it should be super fun and interactive.
Yeah, I think that's the cool part is that you can help solve this crime maybe before any of the others or before everyone finds out about it. So let's talk about the fact that it's a fundraiser. So obviously tickets, you pay a price for the ticket. So what does a purchase of a ticket get you? Because it's more than just the play.
Yeah. So like I said, there's going to be food, live music, drinks. You get 2 drink tickets with your ticket purchase.
Perfect.
And there's wine pulls, silent auction. You get to watch the play and really enjoy the library in kind of it's not its normal setting, which is totally special. It's like going when you're a little kid and you get to go to school after hours.
Oh, yeah, that was always, that's a good comparison. That was always fun, and then you can go to the library when you don't have to necessarily be as quiet as what you usually would be. So talk about where these funds are going. As you mentioned, lots of programs throughout the year. So maybe specifically give a couple of examples of where this money would benefit.
Sure. So a lot of people kind of ask us like, well, don't our tax dollars go to the library? It's kind of confusing, and I agree. And so basically your tax dollars keep the library's doors open, but our Friends of Davenport Public Library raise money, raise funds to support programs. We have adult programs, kids programs, like I said, summer reading, super popular. We have a student food pantry. We have all types of programs. I think there's a photo of our Read to a Dog program, which is super cute. So we just want to continue offering things for all ages that are fun and above all free. We just want to offer as many free services to the public as we can. Yeah, and oftentimes we always say it's more than just reading, it's all about community at our local libraries. So the fundraiser Fatal Fiction, it's happening Saturday, September 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Davenport Library's Main Street location in downtown. If you want to learn more about the event and to purchase the tickets, you can scan the QR code that we have on your screen or visit davenportlibrary.com. And we'll, of course, have all of this information on our website, kwqc.com. Tessa, thank you so much for giving us a preview of this, what's sure to be fun fundraising evening. Yeah, thanks for having me. All right, we appreciate it. Well, coming up on Quad Cities Live, our wins of the weekend, including a milestone for our own chief meteorologist, Eric Maitland. It is Monday, so it is time for our wins of the weekend. As I mentioned, Morgan enjoying a few days off, so we pulled in Eric Maitland, and you've got actually a really good win for your weekend. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work into this one.
It's been a long summer, and it has. QCL viewers know that along the way I've been sharing my story about getting into the Coast Guard Auxiliary early this year in January, and right from day one, pretty much hitting the deck running. I'll say, there you go. As I've been trying to certify for boat crew, which usually they give you about 2 years. They say if you really work at it, you can do it in 1 year, and that's what I've done. It's been a lot of studying along the way, but I did become certified boat crew this weekend with night qualifications Friday evening, and Friday night, and then during the first part of the day on Saturday, academic qualifying exams, and then performance qualifying on the boat. And I just want to thank everybody at Flotilla 911 in Rock Island at Sunrise Marina for helping us all along the way. Not only me, but a few other shipmates made it, and we have had a great summer. A busy summer, a very intense summer, but I'll tell you what, you get on that boat and it is a lot of fun, no matter how many blood, sweat, and tears I had to shed.
Yeah, and I know that you're very much into this, and obviously it shows with your dedication to getting this 2-year, what'd you say, 2-year program that's, you did it in months.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
intense is a good way to describe what went into it.
Yes, and I thank my instructors for helping me do it in 1 year, because it was a lot of work on their part too.
Yeah, well, congrats to you, Eric. So
Thank you.
mine is not as impressive, but we actually had a pretty jam-packed weekend here. But the one I'm going to share is that we went over to my grandparents' house on Saturday when it was 96 degrees. And my grandma was like, I want to do a hot dog roast and toast marshmallows with the kids. They've never done it before, and they were very much into it. So we roasted some marshmallows. There I am making sure that they don't get too close to the fire, but they had an absolute blast. And of course, I had to make my marshmallows as black as can be.
Right.
It's burnt, or I'm not going to eat it. So we had a great time, even though it was the hottest day of the year.
Yeah.
But we'll have more of those, I'm sure, coming up this fall.
And they got introduced to hot dogs and marshmallows on
They
the grill.
did. What's interesting is my wife and I don't eat hot dogs, so hot dogs are never in our house. So the only time they really get them is over there. So we'll have to see if they ask for them, but they devoured them.
Yes,
so.
Grandma fulfilling her duty.
She
I'm going to give you things
is.
you can't get at home.
She certainly is. All right, thanks, Eric. And thank you for watching Quad Cities Live. Jeopardy is coming up next, followed by your local news and weather at 4.